Reverend Canon Chris, I want to know, based on your work, what do you think are some of the key things we need to keep in mind in order to nurture a joyful, flourishing life among adolescents?
So let's firstly do this. Let's separate joy from happiness. Let's say there's clear water between the two, and let us not confuse the two. Because happiness as a goal in life seems to be utterly futile. But joy seems to be wonderful. Because if I go for happiness, there's things I'm going to deliberately have to avoid. There's going to be things that I'm not going to want to enter into, and there's going to be things that I'm going to, by definition, just do things that are going to make me happy. That's not a Christian way of approaching life. But saying, actually, there's joy, let's go for joy, because we know that part of joy is about embracing pain. Part of joy is about embracing life as it is. Part of joy is an essential element of being overwhelmed, and being overwhelmed by the goodness of God, being overwhelmed by the love of God, being overwhelmed by the gifts of God, being overwhelmed by the vocation of God on us. So what if joy, the gift of joy, is just trying to cope with how abundant God's love is, trying to live in the light of what we're called to in Jesus Christ, in one who always is faithful, who is absolutely, utterly trustworthy, who is absolutely, unfailingly loving and kind, and who gives us everything that we need, who has for us in his life and in the way he works with us all that we require. What if this joy with young people is about saying to every young person, live in Christ, live in the abundance of the Spirit, live in this life, in this community of faith, which will, without hesitation and without any apology, say that God is enough and God has everything we need, and living with God, your life with God, is the best thing you could possibly ever do, because it's going to make you happy, but because it's going to make you fulfilled. It's going to help your life to flourish, because you'll be living in God's ways of things, and that's the best thing for everybody to do.